Hi everyone. I wanted to post a second video talking to you about your persuasive essay because there's a couple of things that I forgot to mention in the first one. So if you haven't seen the first persuasive essay video, go ahead and watch it first, then come back to this one. And don't forget, you can take notes on these videos just like you do in class or as you do the reading assignments. First of all, be sure you read chapter 16 over persuasion. It'll give you a good foundation. It'll help you explain some of the terms, help you understand better what we're looking at here, and it's got some good examples. But don't forget, all of those student essays, they're working models, so they all need improvement. They may have unity errors or support errors or other kind of mistakes, so they're not perfect, but it's something we go over in class. On your assignment sheet, down at the bottom of the page, there are 4 things that you need to understand. It says an effective essay will refute the opposition, use appropriate facts, predict the consequences, and quote an authority. So let's take a look at those. Refute the opposition. No matter whether you're in favor of renewing Miss Knightley's contract or against renewing Miss Knightley's contract for next year, there are people who are going to disagree with you in the town. A lot of people are, quote, under the Knightley spell. They really like her. They would love to have her back teaching again next year. But a growing part of the town is disillusioned, mostly because of her extracurricular activities. So somewhere in your paper, you can do an opening opposite style of introduction. You can do it in the first body paragraph. You can do it in the last body paragraph. You just can't do it in the conclusion. But somewhere in your paper, one of the body paragraphs or the introduction, you need to acknowledge that there are people who disagree with you. Yes, some people feel that Miss Knightley should not have her contract renewed. They think that her extracurricular activities are simply too much for high school students. However, then come back and rebut. And then that's all you need to do. Whatever you do, don't list multiple reasons that the opposition has. Just list one reason and then turn around and rebut it. Yeah, she's a great teacher, but she's drinking beer. Okay? All right, you want to use appropriate facts. Again, in the assignment sheet, I've given you lots and lots of facts. River City, small town, John Doe High School, minimum wage, 30-year-old physics teacher, widely acknowledged, videotaped. Those are all salient facts that you can use in your paper. And if that's not enough, feel free to make up more if you'd like. Just be sure they don't contradict the spirit of the assignment. And of course, if you have questions, feel free to ask. You can email me or ask me in class. You want to predict the consequences. Now, the conclusion is a great place to do that. And you can simply do that by saying, let's say you're in favor of renewing her contract. Then you can say at the conclusion, say, if Miss Knightley's contract is renewed, comma, our students will continue to have teaching excellence in physics. Our students' test scores will continue to go up in math and science. Just some logical outcome. You don't want to seem wishy-washy. You don't want to say, well, maybe this or perhaps that. Just be clear, be firm, be persuasive and convincing. Finally, you got to quote an authority. Again, I've given you 2 pages of made-up authorities whom you can put in your paper. You don't want to just throw them in there, though. Of course, you want to insert them somewhere and then explain what it means. Explain how their quote supports the point you're trying to make. And be sure your point is very clear. Your thesis especially. What you don't want to do on your thesis is say, well, some people think her contract should be renewed, but other people think not. Don't do that. You just come out and say, Miss Knightley's contract should be renewed, or Miss Knightley's contract should not be renewed. And if you want to say why, make it a precise thesis, that's great. You don't have to. In fact, for this assignment, I really like the shorter one, the more forceful one. Long sentences convey information, short sentences convey emphasis or impact. So for the convincing essay, maybe shorter might be better. Anyway, try it several different ways and see how it works for you. Don't forget, the workbook is an ongoing assignment for this semester. You should be about, at least 8 or 9 journal entries in. The discussion posts are something we do every week, once or twice a week. We're going to try to finish those up before Thanksgiving or just right after Thanksgiving. Anyway, pretty soon. And so continue to work on those. And if you have any questions at all, please feel free to email me and we will talk some more later. Thanks.